Okay, so here we are, father and son bonding session. Been down and took the shocks to get checked out here at Mildura, and in the van got the Speedway bike. So tomorrow afternoon after the juniors, they got the seniors having a practice, so he's going to go out and have a spin, see what happens, and hopefully he keeps all two wheels on the ground. So we're just going to get the fire going right here on the River Murray. We've got a campfire roast we're going to do, an entree of carp. So we'll catch you guys a bit later on. If not tonight, we'll do a bit of filming at the track tomorrow. Alright, Smartass is on, but I think he's got a snag. Still got him? Oh, here we go. Well, that's a callop, isn't it? Double header. That really pisses me off. How long have I been trying to catch fish for? He gets a double header first time out. Righto guys, we're nearly there. Roasting there. I don't think the potatoes are going to be crispy, but they should be cooked. Gravy with a few ashes in it, beautiful. And a few beans. Plate up in a minute. Righto guys, there we go, plate up. Looking pretty good. I'm actually having a few carbs here, which I shouldn't. I've been off them for a few weeks. And the old diet's going pretty good. Fill you in with that in a few weeks' time. Okay guys, here we are, Mildura. That's the juniors out on the centre track. Put the red flag out. So Sam hasn't raced the outer track, so the senior track. He rode his 250 when he was about 14, 15 around here, but he did quite a few races on the junior track on the middle. He actually won the Australian Junior Pairs Championship with Jason Norman back when he was 14. So great little setup they've got here at Mildura, or known as Olympic Park. And there's a few 14, 15 year olds getting around on the 250s around the big track looking really good. So if Sam can look as good as them, I'll be happy. Okay, we'll watch the restart, see if they can get around the first corner. They give it to it, these young guys. Pretty impressive. So these junior bikes, pretty flash these days. They use a Honda 125 engine, straight gearing. So they just change the back sprocket or the front sprocket for different size tracks, but they're usually pretty much the same size in the junior bikes, the tracks. Leading link front forks, no brakes, just your clutch and a throttle and away you go. So this is the junior 250s, full-size bike with a 250cc motor. On the right, Nigel Sadler's young lad. These guys are either 14 or 15. Nigel was state title winner in South Australia, I think, a couple of times. And rode over in Europe and England for many years. These guys get around pretty bloody good. Righto guys, here goes nothing. All ready to go I think. Had a warm up. Get her out on the track and see what happens. Down. Righto guys, that's the first run finished and he is absolutely knackered.
I did have to do a 200 metre run just before I went out.
Yeah, he wanted to put an extra rubber on his shocker so he ran back, but yeah, there's a few muscles he hadn't used for a while, but looked okay. So it's pretty grippy out there from what they're all saying, so it's not an easy track to ride at the moment. But he did have a foot peg bolt that was a bit loose, so he's tightened that up. And get out there in a minute and give it another crack. Righto guys, well that's it, all done. Last ride didn't get it going, wouldn't start, so we think it might be a spark plug or something. Bit of a shame, he just changed the gearing, put one tooth bigger on the back because it's pretty drivey out there, but it's getting around pretty good, probably better than I thought he would. But no, that's it. So how you feeling? He might run every day, but he's still knackered.
Different fitness. That's
Rightio, well that's going to do it. I think we got a bit of video to put on here, and overall pretty successful, I think. Still in one piece, just walking around. Can't breathe, but arms and legs are all functioning. So we'll catch you guys later.
G'day guys, just a rundown on the practice at Mildura on the solo. This might be a bit long, but I'm going to try and explain what happened because it didn't really go to plan. Basically the plan was to go there, try and look pretty, get a few photos for the Instagram, pack up, go home, but it didn't go that way. She was pretty hard to ride in the first one, well, in all of them. Bit confused because I've obviously just built the bike up, set it up to be pretty easy to ride. I thought I can always tighten it up after my first one. So it's meant to be pretty loose. Yeah, went out for the first one. Thought I'll just ride around 90%. Can't really go any less than that because they're not built to be ridden slow. So I have to go reasonably hard. Went at 90% and it's just trying to spit me towards the wall. Got around, especially turns 3 and 4, and I was like, here we go. Managed to get around that, and I'm thinking I've got to go 100%, so I'm just wringing its neck, trying to ride through it. It was so much hard work. I was absolutely knackered when I come in. Forgotten how hard it is to ride these things, especially when you haven't got it set up how you want it. So, yeah, I was confused, didn't know what to do. So second one, we put half PSI more in the back tyre. Already had it way higher than what I usually run. Yeah, went out for the second one, still the same. I got round better because I was more prepared for it, and I sort of knew what lines to take to make it easier for me. But still not ideal. And then the third one, I come in, we put another tooth on the back sprocket. Brought the wheel back a little bit more. It was already a fair way back, way further back than what I usually ever run it. Obviously the further you have it back, the looser it is, easier it is to turn. The shorter, the better it is to come out the gate, and drives out the corner, drives in all the way around the corner pretty well, but it's also inconsistent and twitchy. So if the track's not perfect, you've got to be careful because it will just want to throw you in the fence. So got it back a little bit further, went out for the third one and lent it on the foot peg to get the chain oiled, and it just conked out on me. Straight away I'm thinking spark plug. It's the only thing I didn't really change, should have changed it. So yeah, I just got the bike in then, taken the spark plug out, checked the spark, wasn't that great. Pulled the spark plug out, my other motor, chucked that in, and it's twice as good. So started it up, and these carbies have, so I'm trying to explain why I didn't pick up on it. So when I started it other times, down low, you have this sort of it's sort of a bit of a misfire, and it's basically sounds a bit retarded. So these carbies have like a mixture, and they're real sensitive. So when I come back from England, my bike would run brilliant through the day, and then at night just conk out. I remember changing carbies, obviously they're all set up the same, and it kept doing it. So then I was changing like ignition, I was changing everything, couldn't work it out until eventually I worked out it was bloody this thing. So you're not, when it's sort of down low and you're on the stand, it's just sort of misfiring a little bit right down low. It's like you not too worried because up high is in the sweet spot and it's not going to misfire. So a lot of riders tend to have it misfire right down low. So it was doing that, so I was thinking, oh, okay, that's okay. Just left it. Put this other spark plug in, and I tried to do the same thing with the revs right down low, trying to listen for the misfire. Wouldn't do it. Just sounded crisp. Up high, just so much smoother. And so I'm thinking, the whole time the spark plug's been a bit of a dud. So I wouldn't have been getting full spark, which would have been deading the motor off and making it hard to ride. So had all these plans to change setup next time I go back, but now I know it's 99% sure it's that spark plug, I go back with the same setup, and I reckon it's going to be so much easier to ride, probably faster too. I should be able to even get it so it's even a bit more drivier. Yeah, so a bit disappointed and also happy. So thought I'd try and explain that to you guys. Fell off in my first one. I sort of got a bit locked up. Probably could have saved it, but obviously I was a bit worried with the bike being twitchy, you know, trying to spit me towards the fence. And I thought usually when you try and save those ones is when you're going to high side it, and you high side these things, you break a collarbone most times. So I just thought I'd just drop it on my bum. Felt a little bit, I felt good, but sometimes just a little bit uncomfortable on the bike. So I'm thinking getting some spaces underneath the seat, just raise it up maybe half an inch. Might adjust the height of the forks and even the bars. I think the bars are alright though, but maybe just roll them forward a fraction. Other than that, I think it's all good. Thanks to Dad for coming along and helping out. Everyone from Mildura for putting on the day. Brock Gates, he a junior I used to race with, legend of Mildura. He actually pushed start me because Dad's not really up to it at his age. So he pushed start me and oiled my chain for me, and obviously when it was conking out he had to push start me about 5 or 6 times, which I don't think he was planning on. So thanks Brock. Probably won't even ever see this. Thanks to Sedgies for doing the track. Track was good. It would have been better if I had the right spark plug, I suppose, but yeah, that's why I was confused, because the track looked, you know, pretty good, and I was like, wow. So thanks to those guys. I think that's thanks to Mick Headland. He Dad got in contact with him because all my tyres have been sitting in the shed for so long, they're going rock hard. So Dad got in contact with him and asked if he had any old spare tyres, and he gave us 3, I think. So, you know, perfect for practices and stuff. So thanks Mick. And anyone else who helped out, I can't think. I think that's about it. Hopefully have another video in the next month. They got another practice coming up in a month or so. Not too sure, so I'm going to try and get to that one. Maybe try and get to one at Gilman. Might change engines because this is actually a big track engine. That's why I thought maybe that's the problem. But yeah, I don't know. I probably should get one of them serviced. But yeah, I might chuck that one in and just see how it goes. Although I want to see if this one's better with the spark plug. So I'm just ranting now. Yeah, so yeah, a few more videos on the solo and get this car bloody up and running, and got a practice coming up at Murray Bridge with this. So yeah, that's about it. See you guys soon.